What is up, everybody? Spencer Israel here, starting PreMarket Prep at the close a little bit early today because I got a special guest joining me here in just a second. Andrew Left from Citron Research. You all know him. You all know his reputation. He'll be on in a minute or so to talk about Jumia. But first, you know how we do things here at Benzinga. You got to hit that like button. Why? Because my job security is tied directly to how many likes we get on our streams. That's a true story, by the way. So hit that like button, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, Andrew Left, Citron Research, cut his teeth as a short seller and also goes long. And this is interesting because he was bearish Jumia for a while. He was short Jumia, he was bearish, and he flipped. He changed his mind. We're going to ask him about why he did that. And now he's just staying bullish, despite the fact that the stock went on a huge run, has given a lot of it back, but he's not changing his mind. And let's find out why. I'm going to bring him on right now. Andrew Left from Citron Research. How are we doing today?
Hey, nice to see you. Happy to be here.
Thanks. So let's talk about Jumia. First, maybe back up for a second here. For those who don't know, explain why you changed your mind, why you were bearish, and then why you turned to the bull camp.
So when they went IPO, their numbers seemed a bit funky. And I had some proof, and I showed it, that I thought that management was inflating financials. And that was years ago. And the stock really got hit hard. And then after it got hit hard, I realized, oh, my God, what everyone out here knows, which the TAM, the size of the market, once you're there, once you get it, how big it could be. And they cleaned the company up. I said, okay, once you clean the company up, it's only going to be a matter of time before Africa hits. That was the initial thesis. That's what you'll read everywhere, everyone who posts articles on Seeking Alpha. But that's not what I'm looking at now. That's not the reasons why I think everything has changed now.
So why has it changed now?
Because, well, there's a few things. First of all, when I went long around 6 months ago, no one was even looking at Africa, big tech. Big tech was not to be found. I was like, maybe one day Africa will be something. In the past 3 months alone, Amazon, Facebook, Google, every one of them have made big investments. Microsoft this month, I think this Monday, with the Nigerian government, a cooperative agreement to really, I'm talking big multi-billion-dollar, large-scale programs within the African continent. So when Microsoft does that, and everyone's getting in there, pretty soon you're going to have to take out the big guy. Who's the big guy there? And they're not the big guy in the form of, no, they're not as big as Facebook, obviously. But if you want e-commerce, the leader, you have the chart. If you want to put them up, I'll put them up on the website. You'll see they are by far not even close number one. There's not even a close number two. You know, there's a quote I was using, which was, I think Elon Musk said, you get paid in size of the type of problems you solve. Okay. So by them going ahead and setting up the structure, what they did inside sub-Saharan Africa, okay, no one has done this. No one has done this at all. And what will happen is they will get paid for it, no doubt, because they have the scale. You'll see in the charts they have the brand. Jumia is the #1 most recognized retail brand in all of Nigeria. That's even more than any physical retailer. They're like the #4 most respected technology company in all of Africa. And look, Spencer, I forgot to tell you, the market cap right now is $2 billion. Enterprise value of $2 billion. That's what people pay for some science projects out there. Okay, this is a real company with a real future. And, what I think, they get bought this year. They get bought, the stock goes minimum $60, and they'll get bought. I think it could be at one of the big guys, or it could be a Walmart. It could be you have no idea what Flipkart, could be a Shopee, could be a C. It could be one of probably 40 companies. Imagine what would happen if a company like Facebook, who already has Facebook Marketplace in Kenya and Nigeria, and Facebook now goes ahead and they buy for $60 a share, let's say they buy Jumia, okay, which would be $6 billion. So now Facebook would be the largest e-com provider in all of Africa, right?
That's an awfully hefty premium. It's $25 right now.
But that doesn't make a difference. You couldn't set that up. I mean, $6 billion, go where they are right now. That's where the stock market's trading right now. That's irrelevant to the value of the company. That's why you see takeouts all the time that are different, that are higher prices. That number you see on the screen is irrelevant to the underlying value of the company and the assets.
Okay, so maybe so. You're obviously looking at the fundamentals, but I look at that chart and all I see, actually, I don't even need this chart to tell me. This is a growth stock, and growth is out of favor. So how much pain are you willing to take here?
You see, it's the only stock out there on your screen, if you're watching this, who doesn't have competition. So when you say, how much am I willing to, the pain I'm willing to take? First of all, we've taken pain. Look where it is right now. Second of all, where's the stock going to go from here? Could it go to 19, 18? Where it's going to go, you can buy more. Unless the people of Africa become the only people on the whole world who have ever occupied this world don't want e-commerce, the stock goes higher. They're not losing market share. I mean, you look at like Penn Gaming. Oh, maybe they're losing to Caesars. Or you look at, whatever stock out there. Fastly. Oh, maybe they're losing to Amazon. They're not losing to anyone.
So just to be clear, you think they could get taken out and bought out? Do you have any? Is that just like a hunch? Like what's behind that idea?
We've done more. That's a good question, actually. We've done more on the ground research than I would say anyone out there. Speak to former employees. Speak to competition. It's pretty much well known that the management of this company does not want to stay in for a long period of time. They're not local Africans. They live in Europe. They spend time in Dubai. So what I think will probably happen is the way they've been taking the company and moving around business units is they're getting it ready for a sale eventually. So they wanted to get it to profitability. They wanted to make sure it's not going to bleed money, and then they can sell it. And that's what we've been told when we do speak to formers, that this will get bought. The name Alibaba came up a lot and Amazon came up a lot, but those just seem the obvious ones. Yeah. I would open the world to a lot more than them.
Okay. Something else that concerns me though is, you look at like GMV, which actually went down year over year in the last quarter, not the last quarter, 2 quarters ago, because they report next week for the last quarter. So in their last report, they said that GMV actually went down year over year. I look at their earnings, I see declining revenue year over year. So how do you square that circle?
It's actually, it's a good point. It works both ways. First of all, last year was a mess for them. It was only a mess because they moved around business units, and then they went away from selling like cell phones, which are very expensive with low margins, and they wanted to go to more like consumer goods. So by doing that, they lowered their GMV. They also slashed the sales and marketing by 50%, if you see that. So, those numbers are those numbers. That's why the stock is where it is here, and it's not $60. The good part about that is now with $700 million in the bank, those are easy numbers to anniversary. So when it comes time for their earnings, there'll be very easy numbers to beat. So they should be beating all year round on those numbers. And now they have enough money in the bank to actually go ahead and step up the sales and marketing if they choose to. So, it's not because people don't want it. Africa did not get the same tailwinds from COVID as a lot of the rest of the world.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
No, they didn't. It wasn't like there was mass lockdowns in Nigeria and everyone's sitting at home. Okay. So they didn't have, and what they were doing is they were getting rid of some countries that were unprofitable, moving divisions around that happened to be at the same time that COVID hit. So people expected this huge explosion of buying. It wasn't. But the important thing is this: no one else took market share. So if you said to me, Andrew, Jumia lost, but these guys picked up, you'd have a very good point. But no one. They are the leader, the clear leader, and really no one's number two in Kenya and Nigeria.
Maybe you can explain this chart that I've brought up on the screen here. What exactly is it showing?
Okay, so if you see, when I first reported on Jumia in November of 2020, their install on Google was 10 million, right? And you'll see the next guy, you take lots of million, you'll see everyone else down there. Today, it was only 6 months later. Now Google has it at 50 million plus. That scale. You can't buy that scale. Go try to get 50 million downloads in Africa. I mean, that alone is, we're talking billions and billions of dollars to do that. So that's why someone's going to buy this company. You're not buying it for their earnings right now. You're buying it for their brand and for their scale.
And as you say, theoretically, to get taken out sometime down the line.
Everyone is now looking at Africa. Amazon and Alibaba can't grow in their own countries anymore.
Okay, but doesn't everyone know that this is a demographic story? Doesn't everyone know that the TAM is huge? That's not new.
It is, but the difference was this: you knew it, but nobody was putting their money where their mouth was. Okay, Facebook just launched Facebook Marketplace in Kenya, and they just launched it in Nigeria in February. This week, Microsoft did the deal with the Nigerian government. I think 2 weeks ago, Amazon just set up a big campus for their African headquarters. So 6 months ago, people were not putting their money where their mouth is. Now we see billions of dollars being spent in Africa. So now it's not asking if Africa is going to work, it's when it's going to work.
What about Jumia or JumiaPay? JumiaPay. That's I've read about this. It's obviously it's their payment platform. I guess it's their version of Amazon Pay. How big a driver is that?
I mean, something like 30 some odd % of all transactions are with JumiaPay. It's not the leading financial payment company in Nigeria, but at the same time, I mean, how many are in the US and how many have to work? You don't have to be the leader to have any value. So there's a lot of value there. They have logistics, they have payments, they have e-commerce. It's another component of their business. Yes.
I threw it up on the screen there a few moments ago, and I'll do it again. Jumia reports earnings on the 11th before the bell. So just have that on your radar. Andrew, obviously you're long the stock. Do you have a specific price target or a specific time horizon you're trying to hold for? Or
yeah, I keep monitoring the news. Okay, I keep looking. The point is this with the story. Because they're the pure play and they're the only ones, it's a matter of when it's going to happen, not if it's going to happen. Okay, well, if it doesn't happen this quarter, it's not like, oh, story's up. People in Africa don't want e-commerce. Like there goes that. No, then it's the next quarter. No one else is coming and taking their market share. That's the important thing.
Well, why not though? See, that begs the question: why not?
Because it was a big pain in the ass to set up. Honestly, a real pain in the ass to go in these countries, different cultures, delivery drivers. How about setting up deliveries to places with no addresses at the time? How about just making your own payment systems? It's a lot easier to make an e-commerce company in any other, let's say, place on earth besides it was Africa. But it worked everywhere else. That's why they did it. And a lot of growing pains. And now that it's done, it's worth more than everything else you see on this. I see so many things on my screen, these $2 billion companies that are just complete science projects or dreams.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this shouldn't be compared to like some other growth companies, like some of these new IPOs or new SPACs.
Or space. I mean, let's talk about space. What's more realistic? People in Africa, right? Billions of people will use the internet to buy things, or we all hang out in space.
Well, on paper, it's e-commerce in Africa, but who can really say these days?
I mean, space seems sexier, right?
I guess one of the other big things is like what is to stop a company like Amazon from saying, screw it, let's just do it. let's just do it ourselves.
Do it. You know what? If Jumia was $100 or $150,
Jumia paying for the road, great. And now Amazon can just come right in after them, and Alibaba or Baidu or JD can come in after them. And
well, that's exactly what's going to happen. When you say come in after them, they're just going to buy them. The truth is, the stock, if you told me these founders and if they were committed, the stock eventually goes to $200-$300. Look at Mercado Libre. Look at that's where the stock goes to 300. But it'll never get there because they will just come in there and say, "Oh, thank you. We'll take it from here."
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Mercado Libre because it seems to me that people compare these two a lot. Well, Mercado Libre has more growth in a smaller market.
And that's for now, of course. What's going to happen? Here's the key thing. Here's the most important thing. There will be a quarter where this will show 20% revenue growth. If it's Tuesday, maybe it's Tuesday. Okay, if it's the next one, and when that happens and the trajectory starts up, you're not going to see 25. You're going to be buying the stock at 35 or 45. Simple as that. Everyone knows in years, it's a very simple thing. Where will this concept be, right? The largest e-commerce platform in Africa is a $15-20 billion concept when it's executed properly. Jumia won't be executing it properly. Someone will buy them first.
Okay. Wait, I asked you, but I don't remember if you answered. Do you have a price target for this year or 12 months out? Or
in the next 12 months, I think the stock definitely goes back to $60. I just say that because I just believe what's going to happen is because they have the money now. They're not. If remember, I make the analogy with Tesla. So there was a point where everyone said Tesla's great, but you're going to go bankrupt, and everyone else is going to make EVs, right?
Right.
And then there was the Tesla Q movement. And then all of a sudden, Tesla raised the money and took bankruptcy off the table. Once Tesla took bankruptcy off the table, the stock shot up. Right now, with Jumia, bankruptcy's off the table. Everyone says, well, e-commerce is going to work. It's just not going to work with Jumia. Okay, it'll work with someone else. They've taken that off the table. Okay, so now it's just a matter of which quarter you're turning the knob. And once the spigot opens and they spend the money on marketing and you'll see the growth, it'll be 35, 45. And then, the stock should definitely go to $60 this year.
Maybe on paper, sure. But, like I said, you had a lot of people stuck in this thing at 60 and 50 and 40 and even 30.
Listen, I'm looking at the chart right here. If you bought it at 60, you really bought it how you're not stuck in it. A lot of people, if it traded at 60 for like 5 months, then it went lower, then people would be stuck in it. No one's stuck in it. You have also people who bought lower than here. So I don't think no one's stuck in it. It's a stock. So the question is with this stock, will they do anything to get people excited? Yes. So one of the institutions going to get involved. They'll probably have to see that quarter. Is it going to be Tuesday? I hope so. If not, then it's 3 more months. But will the story be derailed on Tuesday? No. That's the key thing. What can derail the story? Nothing.
What? I'm curious why you've been bullish Jumia for a hot second here. This isn't like a thing that you just came out with today, but what prompted the new report today?
People have been hitting me up. It's been down, but people are confused. What's going on? Can you just update? And you really read the same things on the Seeking Alpha. Everyone knows TAM. TAM's the obvious story, right? But what I thought would add some value to it is letting people understand that big tech has finally decided to put their money where their mouth is and put their money in Nigeria. I don't know. People didn't realize that Facebook opened Facebook Marketplace. And people didn't realize about Microsoft and Nigeria. And so I said, let me go ahead and add some value to this conversation as growth gets killed, right? Growth is just getting destroyed. Not all growth is the same.
Okay, Andrew, I got to ask you. So you're bullish JMIA. We've talked about that for the past 15 minutes. It's not your only position. You've got some other longs. You also, I believe, you still have some other shorts, if I'm correct, unless you're out of that entirely.
No, I'm short stocks.
Yeah, right. So how's that going? Last time we spoke, didn't you had a rough go of it there with GameStop. How's that going?
Well, GameStop, let them have it. Shorting stocks is probably better place to be right now, right? Shorting the growth. It was just going that it just wasn't. You don't see it as much for people who do take the activist short selling roles. There's a lot of mean out there, a lot of meanness, and people do really bad, mean things. And it wasn't a model, it wasn't a place I really wanted to be in at the time. Is doing the activist shorts. Now, I'll give you an example. I'm short a name like DoorDash. Okay, I don't think anyone's gonna get mad at me about DoorDash.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that'll get mad at you.
Oh, yeah, but they're not gonna do. It's not a cold stock. Why am I short DoorDash? It's a commoditized stock. If you look at what they do, I don't care who brings me my food. If it's DoorDash, if it's Uber Eats, right? If it's grow up, just bring me my food. And so there's no differentiated product. It's expensive compared to the competition. It's probably twice the value of Uber. It's twice the price, expensive wise, and they can only raise prices so much. And it works against the open up trade. So it hits like 4 different things. So I think DoorDash probably still has another 40-50% of the downside to it, easy.
All right. And then you were bullish. I'm sorry, you were short GSX. Are you still short?
No, I'm out of that.
You're out of that? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's that whole Bill Wong is a whole nother conversation.
Probably for another day.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And was there anything else that I've been, I sort of keep tabs on you a little bit, aside from Jumia? Was there anything else? I'm trying to remember.
I put out a few weeks ago. I said I wouldn't short, but I put something out for people who are buying Bitcoin. I put out on Riot. For some reason, people were buying this Riot, and I didn't know why. If you want to own Bitcoin. So I think a few weeks ago, and now Riot's like 32. It was at the time, I think it was like 55 or 60 possibly. I just put out a few tweets explaining to people, hey, go buy Bitcoin if you want to buy Bitcoin. Go buy GBTC. Why would you buy this Bitcoin miner that doesn't even have any Bitcoin? They like $2 a share in Bitcoin. So that was a short. It was more of a better piece of advice to some people who wanted to buy Bitcoin exposure.
Are you feeling more or less gun shy than you were maybe 6 months ago, or not really?
I am at all everything. Now, actually, I mean, after the past sell off, I look for value in the market right now. As for shorts,
it's a little high.
When you say gun shy, you mean publishing or putting a position on?
Either, both.
Publishing, yes. You need one. I just saw a bad side of society. Yeah. You just need one person to really change your life, and that's not cool. So publishing, yes. As for putting positions on, it seems like there's more safety putting some larger short positions on right now than you could have in the past.
Okay. I'm getting questions from chat asking me to ask you about Palantir. I don't know if you've thoughts on that.
Yeah, I know Palantir. So I was short Palantir for a while, and it seems it's a black box of a company. A lot of stock is out there right now, and I think in this market where growth is gone, I think people want more explanation about their paths. Palantir.
Yeah, no one knows what it does, and I think that's part of the appeal for others, for some.
But he's got really cool hair. Alex Cartwright, he's got like cool scientist hair.
He does have cool hair, even if no one knows what they do. All right, Andrew left. Citron Research, longtime veteran, short seller, but also long-term investor, and bullish on stocks like Jumia. Andrew, thanks so much. I appreciate the time today.
Have a good day.
All right. Saw a lot of feedback in chat, man. A few people are as polarizing, I think, as Andrew. A lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him. And I think that's what makes a market sometimes. So I appreciate him coming on. I appreciate the feedback. People are shitting all over me. That's cool. That's fine. Whatever. Do what makes you guys happy. Do what makes you guys happy. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to have Joel Elconin stop by in a few minutes. In the meantime, though, I just want to find out, one in chat, if you are bullish, Jumia, I don't even know how to pronounce the company's name. One, if you're bullish, two, if you're bearish. I'm just curious to see the sentiment on the chat here, because from a very simple look at the fact that it's the only e-commerce play in Africa, and Africa has got a very strong demographic story. That sounds great, right? But on the other hand, you got this growth stock that's out of favor. So I'm not excited right now, but I could certainly see why somebody would be bullish. I'm curious. One, if you're bullish. Two, if you're bearish. I'm seeing some 13s. What does it even mean? Mostly ones. A handful of twos. I wasn't sure what he said about people not being stuck. I feel like a lot of people are probably stuck in this thing. But hey, 60 is his price target. He thinks it's getting taken out. By who? Impossible to say. I guess we've seen crazier takeouts, right? Than a hypothetical Amazon for a Jumia, right? We've seen crazier things than that. So, okay, it looks like it's mostly ones. Guys, smash the like if you haven't already. Again, if you missed the top of the show, my job security is tied to our likes. The more likes we get, the better likelihood I have of still working here. So I would really, really appreciate that. What else? Yeah, a lot of people are are big fans or very much not fans of Andrew Luck. So that's fine. Look, I felt like I didn't come on, I didn't have him on and then just like kiss his ass, right? I don't think I did that. I feel like I asked pretty pointed questions. Try to get him to really prove his point. Yeah. If we don't get enough likes and I lose my job, then yes, Karan, you can have my job. That's how it works. Mitch, Money Mitch is here. Mitch, 1 if you're bullish, 2 if you're bearish.
Two. I got you there. It looked like I was going to do the 1, but I mean, all I really heard was buyout. I think we all heard that. I didn't really hear any competitive advantages to say that they have something that nobody else can step into. You mentioned it, Spencer. I mean, there's really nothing. There's no reason why another player can't just step up in there.
Well, I mean, and what Andrew is saying, and if you're on his side, he's saying it's just freaking difficult. It's basically like his point was if no one's done it, it's because it's hard, right? So yeah. I can understand that, but at the same time, like I would be afraid of like getting Amazon, and not in a good way, right? Of like Amazon just waking up one morning and being like, I think we want to go move more to Africa. And then boom, they're in Africa overnight, and you're screwed. So,
yeah, one of the things is, and I'll pull this up here to try to bring some information here.
Yeah.
So this is off of their press kit and kind of what they believe in here. So right. Of course, kind of more bullish approach here. But how big is e-commerce in Africa really? I mean, how is it growing, and really what's going to happen here? I mean, you could see that they said that, I mean, it's the world's second fastest growing economy after East Asia. I mean,
yeah, Nigeria, like as a market, is like ridiculously large, right? It's one of the, I think it's the highest growing population in the world. So it's a huge market. That's never been, I think everybody agrees that, right? Obviously, that's what Jumia is saying, and that's what Andrew's saying to an extent too, right? Huge market opportunity. It's just a question of, look, I mean, very simply, as bullish as that sounds, I mean, I don't know much about how COVID impacted Africa. I was surprised to see a year-over-year revenue decline and GMV decline as well, gross merchandise volume. That's not what happened in the U.S., right? We saw every e-commerce player had the best year of their lives last year, and Jumia didn't. So, different continent, different market, different effects of the pandemic. But I was surprised to see that for sure. Also, interesting to hear he's short DoorDash, which I'm not short DoorDash, but I would be, right? I mean, that's one business model that I do not understand, whether it's Uber Eats, whether it's DoorDash, all of them. I don't get it. It's not a real business, I think, and I'm on his side there for sure on DoorDash.
Hey, DoorDash, I mean, you could see, I mean, their earnings, I mean, they can't do it in the pandemic. I mean, I don't know when they're ever going to be able to do it, really. I mean, I'm still ordering out to eat, and if they still can't even make a profit off of me, then I don't know what's going to happen there. But you did bring up JumiaPay. That's one that I'll keep an eye on, because that's something that I could see actually being adopted. One of the things is, I mean, you're moving to digital wallets, you're moving to digital paying. In a country like Africa, I'm pretty sure people are not trying to walk around with thousands and thousands of dollars on their pocket. So I think, digital pay is something that can really catch on there.
And they're saying in the chat, just on, I agree with you, Mitch, on that point. It's the same reason that every e-commerce company, it's the same reason that Amazon has e-commerce and Apple has e-commerce. It's the same reason why, frankly, every tech company is encroaching onto FinServe for that reason, right? They're saying in the chat that the point of DoorDash is to be the last mile delivery of everything. So I guess they're going to eat like what? They're going to eat like FedEx's lunch. And I don't understand that, but all right. Or UPS's lunch is that the thesis on DoorDash? Okay, good luck with that. They're in a business with no margins, and so
All right, so let's transition to the best part when we bring on Joel.
Yeah, wait, real fast. If I misspoke and said Africa is a country, I apologize. Obviously, it's not a country. Let's bring Joel Elconin, though. It's time for PreMarket Prep at the close, the real at the close show with Joel. Let's get him on here. All right, it is time for PreMarket Prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Mr. Joel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Spencer. How did your interview with Mr. Luff go?
He's a polarizing figure. I thought the most interesting thing was I asked him if he's a little bit more gun shy, and he said whether it's regards to positions or publishing, and he's a little more gun shy, and I can't say I blame him because he gets a lot of hate. I mean, I'm getting hate just for having him on the show, right? So like,
you're getting hate. Do they want to mess? Do they want to mess with me? Do they want me to leave my house?
Joel, you haven't left your house in a year. I don't think.
Don't be picking on Spencer. You know what I did? You know what I would have asked him? I would have asked him, isn't it more fun just bashing stocks and watching them get killed than like coming out and being the rah-rah guy with Wall Street and the greatest bull market of all time?
Yeah, you're right. I should have asked him that. You're right. It's more fun to be the guy that points out the fraud. But,
yeah, I respect the guy. I mean, anybody that he does his homework, he does his research, and I think that's something that's really missing from Wall Street, and that's missing from individual investing. It's all he said, she said. It's all meme trading. That guy does his homework. He does his research, and if he's right, he's right, and if he's wrong, he's wrong. But I guess I guess I'm too old-fashioned. Roll up the sleeves, do your homework kind of guy. That's what happens when you get old like me.
Yep. All right, let's bring up your charts if we can. Give us an update. How we're doing here. We've turned around. We're green. I see mostly green on my screen, a little bit of red here and there. I mean, the Russell's down, but at least the Qs are in the green. At least the SPY is in the green. Diamond's up as usual. How are we looking out there today?
Now I know why Triple D doesn't trade intraday. I mean, the reversals that you have in the changes you can have good trades, you can have bad trades, but when we were down at 41.50 or 41.40.50, it looks like the bottom was falling out. It looks like it was a cinch to test the low from earlier in the week at 41.20.5. No. Straight up, 2 15-minute brackets. Get to 41. Oh, we're going through 41.80. We're going through Tuesday's high. No, not so fast. You stop at 41.71.950, and then you reverse, and then a little chop and slop going into the close. But I think that Mr. Biden coming out and saying that a corporate tax rate at 25 to 35%. I think that might be music to the streets' ears, but we all got the jobs number coming out tomorrow, and a super hot number is going to put more pressure on Pumping Powell. So we just have to see. We'll have to see the hand that's dealt with us. But right now, strong uptrend, pressing up against the high of the day, moving into the last half hour of the session. Let's see, crude down 84 cents to 64.79. And the gold bugs heard me. They took gold.
What about gold? Yeah.
Finally. I'm going to have to really check my cost basis on my GLD and my minor position, because I know I bought it a long time ago, and I know I'm up pretty good on it, but I know it just seems like I'm always looking at 1,800 and thinking I'm losing money. But I think I bought that way before a couple months before the pandemic. So I'll have to go back and drill down on my cost basis on that one. Silver's the champ, though. Silver's up 3.5%. I'm really a silver fan. That's up 92 cents at 27.44. And Triple D, I know why Bitcoin's down. Triple D sold half of his quarter of his Bitcoin and half of his Ethereum. He's just kind of, I don't know. He's worried about the Saturday Night Live skit, the old topping event. But Bitcoin, that's down $1,500 at 55,735.
We got to talk some of this growth tech, and I want to start with PayPal here because this thing just flushed at the open. It was one of the few that was up. They had a great report. It was up after hours. They crushed it, and then it got flushed at 9:30. PYPL.
I mean, is this like deja vu all over again?
Every day, different stocks. Every day, it's a new one.
But in this one, at least if you listen to the pre-market prep show, if you listen to what I'm pounding in your head every single day, whether you want to listen or not, you're keeping an eye on the daily highs, right? Your 3-day high, 56.80. What did you get to? 56.31. So if you have a sellout over there at 56.80, it's not getting done on that pop. Look, it's even close to the open, folks. If anything I could teach you, pay attention to that opening price. Open 256, 56.31 high. Once you come down back through 56, you have absolutely no business being long this stock. Oh, and now look at this. You did take out the low from yesterday, but you are rallying. I mean, line in the sand. Today's low, 245. I'll put my name on it. That's a must-hold level. And on the upside, don't even talk to me about being bullish PayPal until it can clear these trio of highs. Let's just call it 250. Hit me up when it's 257.
Okay, and I just want to clarify because we got some new people in here. When Joel says Triple D, he's referring to Dennis Dick, who is the co-host of our morning show.
What?
Joel,
people don't know what I'm talking about?
That's me.
You got to be kidding me.
That's me every day. Just so everyone knows, for our new people, and I'll bring it up on the screen here. Daily programming right there every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, right here on youtube.com/Benzinga. Pre-market prep, myself, Joel, and Dennis, and sometimes Mitch, talking about the market subs for the day. So that's who Joel is referring to. Dennis, who's the co-host of.
I can't believe people don't know who Dennis is.
Let's go back to growth, though.
No. I just want to adjust Jim stocks. Joel, would you play dividends with this sideways market?
Oh, hell yeah.
Jim, I've been playing dividends for way too long. I've been playing dividends since, what is this, 2021?
Yeah.
I have missed out a lot on the growth. I've missed out a lot of the great stocks in this bull market because I think that 5, 6, 7, 8% is a good return.
Money in your pocket.
I think that's a good return. And hell or high water, I haven't done it every year, and other years I've done better than that. But I mean, and it going back to Coach Steve, rest in peace, my old swim coach.
Okay,
man, he was preaching buy utilities, get paid while you wait. And there's been great returns in the markets. What?
Wait, you're taking investing advice from your swim coach?
The coach? The coach is probably one of the greatest long-term investors of all time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Higher the dividend. I mean, he's got smoked on a few things and stuff, but yield, baby. Give me yield. And if you haven't had inflation, which we haven't had in a long time, look at the XLU. I mean, it's not what people see. People don't want to hear about slow and steady returns.
Utilities, that's boring.
Yeah. Why do you want to make 5, 6, 7% on your money consistently and being able to sleep at night? Why would you want to do that?
Because it's not fun. That's the answer. Okay. What about a stock like Penn, which had earnings, has gotten slacked today, down 10%, somewhere in that range. Revenue did drop year over year. It was down 6% year over year, but they did come in above estimates for the quarter on the revenue and the EPS front. What else did they say? Net income growth of 7% year over year in the first quarter. Illinois did great for them. The handle in Illinois was fantastic. It was, I think, all in all, a good report, but like there's nothing they could have said probably that could have made this thing go higher.
Real quick, S&P sneaking up on the highs of the session right here. We're at 79.50. Yesterday's high 41.80. We just take 41.80. We're trying, folks. We're trying to rally into the close. No one wants to hear what I have to say about the gaming stocks.
I know, no, don't.
No, so no one wants to listen to me. So I'm not going to talk about gaming stocks anymore.
Can you just look at the chart though? That's all I'm saying.
Look at the chart.
Yeah, find me a level or something. You know what? I know you don't like any of them. I know that. You hate every casino, every sports betting stock. You hate them all.
It's so like 1970s.
What?
Like,
no, it's not.
Yes.
It's neither here nor there.
Yes, I mean, it's like I said in my one tweet a long time ago, what fun is gambling and smoking pot if it's legal? I mean, there's no fun of it. There's no $80. $80 must hold level. I don't know if it's going to hold it. Today's low, 80 in a Q. This low, what's this one? 80.15 must hold level. If you really feel like you got to take a stab in the dark and you want to lean on a level, it's okay to lean on 80. That's it. That's a good level. But man, you see what happens to these growth stocks, with that. What's the PE on Penn, please?
If I had to guess, before I look it up, I'm going to say 60. Oh, 37.
37, that's okay. I mean, that's okay. I mean, just think about what happened here, Spencer. And if you could tell me what happened here where my cursor is,
what is that?
What was surrounding here? I will actually come to downtown Detroit and take you out to lunch.
Wait, a daily chart? That's March. That's mid-March.
Don't look at Pro.
Oh no, I'm not going to look. That's March Madness.
No.
Yeah, mid-March. What are you talking about? No.
Partially, but it's something else. If you were doing your homework, you would know what happened here. Chat, can you help them out? I can't take the chat out to lunch. What happened here? Right here, in these days here, there was a direct event that happened that caused people to buy this stock. Come on. Someone go to Pro, cheat. There you go. There's someone.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, we got some smart people in the chat.
I forgot.
Not co-hosting with me, but we got some smart people.
Chad Smith got it correctly. No, it was not Archegos. Preetam got it. Chad got it. Kadir got it. Yeah, that was when Penn joined the S&P 500.
Yes. Yep. And boom, boom, boom. I mean, it can be a topping event, and this time it was. Tesla went up a couple $100 higher. $80. Let's revisit it. Bad down day. Maybe got everyone out of the water that wants out of the pool. But man, you're just gonna. I mean, can you think about the overhead supply here? How many people are caught? Oh, I bought this at 100 because I like Dave Portnoy. Oh, it's at 90. Oh, it's at 80. So, and if you look at the monthly chart, just keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This stock bottomed in March at 375.
I know, it was ridiculous.
375.
I don't even want to look at it. I don't want to know.
So how many people are still sitting on major profits in this issue?
I hope a lot of them.
A lot of people, except for all the bag holders that bought it starting this year. The S&P inclusion people are just gagging on it. Let's hope it holds 80 and turns around and heads up. And then if you're long this thing, this is what you're praying for. You're absolutely, you're praying to the market gods, even if you're religious or not. And you're saying, please give me a bounce. Please get me to 111. If we get to 111, I'm out. And there you go. That's your fit. That's basing that we made the low today. If we made to the low today, then 111 would be a reasonable target on a 50% retracement.
All right, enough of stocks that are down. Let's talk about things that are up today. Let's
No
talk
one
about,
wants to, yeah, because those are the stocks that everyone's long on Twitter.
let's talk about staples. Let's talk about Kellogg. Okay, K having its best day in I don't even know how long.
Kellogg, okay.
When's the last time K had a day like this?
Oh, Kellogg, wow.
It's up 7%.
People don't. No one in this chat, no one in Benzinga wants to hear about Kellogg.
I'm looking for.
No, they don't. They don't.
I'm looking
It's
for.
not sexy.
It is now. What do you mean it's not sexy? It is now.
Look at that. Tony the Tiger, man. Look at that. Well, my investment advice to you is you should have been long yesterday. Now it's going to either come back down, not hold this low and fill the gap, or is UPS up again today?
You know
if it is, I'm going to punch you.
No, it's not. It's flat.
So what a horrible day for UPS. Down 14 cents.
It can't go up every day.
I mean, this is a runner, and I'm not great at trading stocks that like gap and go like this. There's a lot of other people are, but there it is. You got your gap and go. See what the close is. If I was fortunate enough to be long this thing, I'm along a lot of dogs, but this isn't one of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry until it started to fill the gap, because look at the monthly. On the monthly, you got a lot of room. You got a lot of room to go in this. So dividend, what's their dividend, Spencer?
Let's look up the yield right now.
They got some yield.
Yeah. What do I see? What am I on? Am I on the right ticker? No, I'm not. I'm on the Penn National.
And I don't want anyone to answer this from Benzinga.
3.7%. Okay.
Pay me.
That's solid.
It's a little bit lower today.
What's the question?
And I don't want Spencer or anyone at Benzinga to answer this.
No, I know the answer.
Where's Battle Creek? I gave it away.
Okay, forget that. Moving on.
I had some good swim meets in Battle Creek. I really did. At the end of the summer, I used to have some great swims there. I miss Battle Creek.
All right.
And you know what? Not to get sidetracked here, but you know where I'm going on Saturday?
Battle Creek?
Nope. Farther west.
Grand Rapids?
Farther.
Lake Michigan?
Oh, I'm not quite going to the lake, but pretty close.
Okay.
What a big event.
Don't make
it a big event in Michigan that happens once a year. It's synonymous with the markets.
Right. You're going to the Renaissance Festival. I knew you were a Ren Fair cosplayer.
The Tula Festival.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Emily is covering it. I don't want to say who for. I don't know if that would be giving favoritism to different media outlets. But Emily's covering it on Saturday, and it's a 2.5-hour drive. And so Lisa's like, road trip. And I'm like, okay.
So you're not going to the Renaissance Festival? You're not.
Where's that at? Is that in Detroit?
It's in Shelby.
Yeah. Nope, I'm going to the Tulip Festival.
All right.
I hope this is not symptomatic of the market, with the tulip market. But
it feels like every day Joel and I are on here at the close and what's going on? But today markets are actually at the high of the day.
Have you ever been to Holland, Michigan? You probably haven't even been west of Lansing. I bet. Have you?
I've been to Grand Rapids.
Okay. Holland is really cool. It is a very cool town. And it's like Holland. There's windmills and everything. I definitely want you to go to Holland, Michigan.
Well, I've been to what's it called, Joel? I've been to Frank
New Holland Brewery. I'm looking for a place for lunch, folks.
All right.
But just one caveat. I need outdoor seating. I don't care how cold it is.
Okay, I'm bringing us back to the stocks here.
No, I'm not going to let you do it.
Why?
I'll let you do it. Spoos at the high of the day. We did take out yesterday's high, 81 even. Folks are not worried about the jobs number. They're believing in Pump and Powell that rates are going to be low forever. It's Pump and Powell.
What about T-Mobile? Look at you see T-Mobile today? This is for Chad in the chat. Having a good 2-day move off earnings here.
Yeah, I probably should have bought this instead of a pile of AT&T, huh? Great move, new all-time high. I mean, they're hot. You got the earnings run, 2-day move, street leaning the wrong way into the report. So anybody that was short had to get out when we took out 134. Extended move here. I would just keep an eye. You had a double monthly top at 135. So we're comfortably above that, $3.50. So I'd keep an eye on 135 if you want to see it in Big Lake Brewing. Okay. You want to make sure it makes new all-time closing highs. And then also you don't want to see the volume taper off. Like there's buyers. Good volume. Actually, there was great volume on the day where they sold it off. Declining volume here from yesterday. That's the only concerning thing I can see for T-Mobile.
All right, let's not forget it is still earnings season. We got another big slate tonight. I'm looking at it's brought up on the screen there. So I'm looking at Beyond Meat. I'm looking at Shake Shack. I'm looking at Roku's gotten smacked in the face today. I'm looking at Dropbox, Square, Peloton. Joel, don't look at that. AMC, Datadog. We got some big names today.
Emily Davis is giving me Boatworks in Holland, and you can sit on the channel outside. What an informative chat we have here. I'm gonna have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. Did Peloton go red today?
Actually, I think it's flat.
It's flat. I had one buddy reaching out to me, and he's like, "I like it at 80," and I'm like, "Well, if you like it at 80, you're gonna love it at 70." 80.48's the low. Declining volume here. Maybe there's a bounce here. You did take out the low and you are above it. I mean, if you want to potentially lose money, you can try it here. I'm not selling, folks. I've already done the battle. I've lost the battle, and this is going to be in my portfolio. And this is going to until I die. It's going to be in my portfolio until I die.
Okay, then that settles that. What about? Let me go back to the chat. Let's look at
Spoos are blasting here, Spencer. What are you doing? Are you buying now? All the days that you were selling between 3:30 and 4. Yeah. Now you're covering. Now you're covering your short, Spencer. Look at this. People looking at a good jobs number. We went above my highest number on my sheet. So 85.75. So that's all I have for you, folks. Really pressing into the close here. I really think it's the 25 to 35% corporate tax rate. I think that is what the street is lashing on to. All right, go ahead, Spencer.
What about Roku today? It's just heading into the report tonight. It's getting just shellacked. It's down 7%. When's the last time Roku was this low? It was all the way back in November, late November, Thanksgiving.
Is this a stay-at-home play that the reopening play? Is that it?
Honestly, like the more these things fall, the more I'm starting to think like we were all shaking our heads last summer, last fall, January, February, like how much higher can this stuff go? The more they come back down, the more I think, all right, we're going to completely undo last year because last year wasn't justified, right? Like that, like I can understand the rally back to pre-COVID levels or even above them in businesses that benefited, but like the move
91.75, 92 even, 92 and a quarter. What is going on here? No one wants to be short headed of that jobs report. Sorry, Spencer.
Yeah, they're saying the spat with Google. I mean, that's part of it, but that's not new news. I didn't see anything new about that today. But it's just continuing. The more they drop, the more I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to come down to like last summer's levels. Is what I'm thinking. Or
There's
fall.
No levels.
Yeah.
When things start to fall like this, there are no levels. There's nothing.
Apparently
there's nothing in there. I'm telling. I mean, this is the most positive thing I can say for Roku. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower lows or 5 lower highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower lows, and you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower closes. That streak will not continue forever. There will be an update someday in this. I don't know when it is, but and also here you go. You're looking at the monthlies and 273.79. That was your December low. 72.41. That's your low for the day. So you could draw a line. I'll draw a line in the sand here. And if you're holding out, you're looking for a bounce right there. Hold those monthly lows. But folks, what happens? What happens if this is taken out? This thing went to 200 to 280 in a heartbeat. When there's nothing on the way up, there's even less on the way down, except for people that are trying to cover shorts. So, and then also, I don't know, haven't been following the PEs on this stock, but I put in an article today when we were talking about the growth versus value. Zoom still trades at a forward PE of 90. So who cares about the price? Okay, yeah, it's cut in half on a price perspective, but it's still trading at an outrageous PE.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do? The P has to catch up with the E.
Oh,
and if the E doesn't keep going, the P is going to keep going down.
Yeah. All right. What about Boeing here? Question from chat. Mario Rodriguez asking about Boeing.
Mario Rodriguez. Is he related to Aurelio Rodriguez? He was a great third baseman for the Tigers. It's trying to put in a low here. I would say you got a little bit of support. You got something to lean on at least, right? 233.80. Excuse me. 3 lows in the same area. 225.65 to 756. That low is right in the in the middle there. Little bit of an uptick. Not really getting that great of a boost with the market, but seems like the ranges have come down a little bit. The selling's abated a little bit. So a lower risk long. I can't guarantee it's going to go up. I'm just not super bullish on Boeing long term. I think we're going to have, I think people are they're still going to travel. I just don't see the great demand for airplanes coming. I think people are going to go on road trips and stay in hotels and do things that flying's always been a pain in the ass, and then 9/11 made it more of a pain in the ass, and then the pandemic kind of even makes it more of a pain. So,
yeah, they're all going to buy Winnebagos.
You're saying Aurelio Rodriguez was not a third baseman?
All right, I don't
know, buddy. You better check your statistics.
All right,
I think he was number 3.
All right. Regardless of that, Juwan Harris wants to know your thoughts on GM. Hey.
just the way you're saying, oh, that's not bad. Why are you saying oi?
I don't know, guys. I feel like every time you talk about GM, anytime you talk about GM or Ford, I feel like you end up annoyed.
No. There's more annoying stocks.
All
I'm
right.
Detroit, man. Got to get over 59 here. That's paramount. 869 today's high. That's not a big deal. 59 even and 59.10. Pair of highs right there. Pesky high right here too. So earnings coming up after earnings, 2-day run. Definitely. I like this. Need to get it over 59 and work its way back up into the $60 handle.
All right. I think maybe there's more than one earlier Rodriguez, because the one that from the Tigers played third base. I don't know who the person in chat's talking about, but I had
there was another Aurelio Rodriguez. Was he number 3? What was his number?
The one on the Tigers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you don't know his number?
No,
probably the internet doesn't go back that far.
The internet definitely does not go back that far. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to look anymore. I'm done. Okay. Back to the chat. Any other takers?
Aurelio Lopez was a pitcher for the Tigers. He was a relief pitcher. That's not who I'm thinking of.
Thoughts on Baidu, Sean Stevens? Sure.
Baidu. Oh, did they create the greatest electric car and everything else that sliced bread that drove it over to 350?
Whatever happened with that? I didn't hear about that ever again. Whatever happened with the Baidu electric car? Oh no. There's more stuff. There's stuff from last week. the robo taxis in Beijing.
Okay, if you're long, then I don't know what to tell you. The only thing you can do is lean on this low right here. If you're not long and you want to buy the stock on straight, set an alert on whatever platform you're on and let it get over 220. Right there. That's just boom. That's just sticking out. So path of least resistance lower until it can get over 220. You do have a big string of lower highs, lower lows, lower closes. So that won't last forever, but definitely coming into some monthly support.
Someone asked about Viacom, and yeah, I don't like Viacom. That's for sure. I don't know how Joel feels.
Why not?
Why? Well, all right. I feel less strongly about it now. Now that we know why it went up so much, but I still don't like traditional cable for that reason. So, it's more reasonable now at $38. It was at $100 earlier. That was stupid.
It's quiet. It's just hanging out. Down to $1.11 earnings. If you think you're getting a bargain here, the people that picked it up at $10 in March got a bargain, and they're still sitting on a pretty nice return. So when you see stocks come down like this, and then you see them hang and hang and hang and hang, not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Maybe there's some accumulation, going on. I would absolutely have you keep it out. Ooh, 37.54. That was bidding the low of the move. You had 37.57 today, but it looks like you're going to struggle to close over 38. So you're pressing down on that low. I'd just be careful. Another leg up in the spoos, 41.94. We are just begging for 4,200 here. Very nice rally at the end of the day. Etsy down 15%. Oh, what a shocker that is. Let's see Etsy.
Yeah, that one.
Man, am I looking at is there something wrong with my platform? Am I looking at all every growth stock I pull up is the same chart? Is there something wrong with my trade station?
Well, I think T-Mobile is kind of growthy. I know it's not sexy tech, but it's got reasonably high PE and it's growthy and it's up. So maybe that's the exception. But as far as growth tech, then yeah, you're right. They all kind of look the same. So I don't know what to tell you about that. All right, guys, please go ahead and smash that like button for ticker time with Joel and myself on the At the Close show. Joel and I will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time for pre-market prep. We're going to end this stream now. The Cannabis Hour, the Benzinga Cannabis Hour is starting right now. This stream will redirect straight to that, so you don't even have to do anything. Just click when it says Cannabis Hour.
Triple D is going to be fired up tomorrow, folks.
He's going to
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to I'm going to come here. I'm going to put a little still up. Okay. And then I'm just going to let Triple D, and then you'll have to run the charts. Okay. But my still will be there. He's fired up for tomorrow, folks.
All right. Have a good one, everyone. Good luck if you're still trading. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Cannabis Hour starts right now.